What's up, Tube Nation? Welcome back to our channel. This is Cowsaid. I'm Anna. I'm here at EG, and this is the last installment in our operating systems series, aka Project 04. We made a file system and a disk emulator, and I'm now going to show you really quick that our code passes all of our tests. So it passes our disk tests, our file system tests, like creating an inode and stuff like that. And you can see we can stat our data, copy our data. These are just checks we did to make sure that our code is working, and it does work. And now we're going to talk about what happens when we call open and read.
Right. So a lot of you guys were kind of telling, all our viewers were kind of telling us like, oh, we love the code demos, we love the testing, but where is like the conceptual explanations, you know, like where's the visuals, where's things like that, because we kind of just say in the terminal. So we listened to you guys, and so we prepared a little visual as a little like kickoff for our last video. Okay, so file systems, what actually happens? Well, our little friend programmer here is going to help us understand. He types up a little program. That's his keyboard. And he makes this. Let's see what the first line does. Int fd equals open. So what that does, open is a system call, and it's going to ring the operating system. And the operating system is going to go up and answer the phone. And it's going to know that what it wants you to do is to open a file descriptor associated with the file name given under the permissions given.
So the operating system kernel assigns the file a file descriptor, which is used to access the file's inode, which is a data structure that is part of a bigger data structure called our file system, which sits on our disk. So each file has an inode associated with it. The inode contains metadata like the size of the file, who created the file, when it was created, as well as pointers to the data that make up our file.
Right. And so that's what all open does for now. But remember all that because it's helpful for later. So char buffer buff size, what it does is allocates an array of named buffer of buff size, right? Which is just an empty array right now. We can think of it like an empty box. When we do this while loop, we call read, which is also another system call, and we pass in that same file descriptor we just made actually. And of course the buffer buff size, but that's not as important. So we call a system call, it does the same thing, rings the same guy. He comes out, he picks up the phone, and he knows what file descriptor we want to read from, and so he sends that file descriptor, accesses it, looks through this inode, and because these data blocks are not stored sequentially, there's a little special trick that it does in order to actually read the data.
So we basically seek to the offset of where the data is actually stored, because again, it's not stored sequentially, and so our offset is just kind of a fancy way of saying like this is where on our disk our data is located. And we do this seeking and copying back into our buffer in a while loop. So we're going to keep copying data from where our offset is until we have a buffer that is the size of buff size.
Yep. And it's just going to continue this loop. The offset is just going to move wherever it tells it. And it's going to send data back to the buffer. And then at the end of the file, once it reads everything, it's going to close the file descriptor. So now the operating system has no trace to where that file was. So if you want to access it again, too bad. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this demonstration. We worked really hard on it. Yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe. I mean, shout out to all the Patreon subscribers. You guys are really the ones helping us make it through, you know, keeping us from starving. But let us know if what you liked, if you want any more videos like this, what you see in the future. Yeah.
We're kind of low on flex points, so like and subscribe because that helps our small business to get flex points for the end of finals. Happy winter break.
Thank you.